circle. Hey there, everyone in the interwebs. Joy here with SubRosaT.com. Today, I'm dressed like your sweet tooth fairy. Is that a real thing? I'm going to go with yes. I'm standing right in front of you. Okay, as you can see, my wings are a little crooked, and so is my crown, but that's just because I've been flying around all day. If you are new here, I want to say welcome to you. My name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea. We're a small company based in Northern Ohio and we'll ship anywhere in the United States. I am not always dressed like the Sweet Tooth Fairy, but if you've slowed down, my job is done. I do appreciate my ability to stop the scroll sometimes. I am really happy that you're here. So whether you are joining us live for the first time this evening or if you're watching the replay sometime this week, I want to just say thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. Hi there, Miss Bonnie. Hey, Laura. Thanks for joining us live. What are you ladies sipping on? Tonight, I'd like to invite you somewhere a little bit different. Imagine yourself walking through an enchanted forest, just as the sun is beginning to set. Warm golden light spills throughout the trees, and all of a sudden you discover a little beautiful patisserie. Inside, elegant pastries fill the display cases. Rich chocolates, delicate lemon tarts, creamy creme brulee, chocolate dipped strawberries. Everything looks absolutely irresistible. Am I right? Okay, but here's the surprise. What you have stumbled upon is not actually a pastry shop. It's a little tea shop. Every beautiful dessert you see has inspired a cup of gourmet loose leaf tea. And that's exactly what Sweet Tooth Satisfied Collection is all about. We believe you shouldn't have to choose between treating yourself and taking care of yourself. So tonight, I'm going to introduce you to teas inspired by some of our favorite desserts. Without the sugar, without the carbs, without the calories. Just incredible flavor and a wonderful opportunity to slow down, relax, and enjoy a little escape. If this is your first time joining us, again, friends, I want to say welcome to the Sub Rosa Tea family. I hope you'll say hello in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from. If you're one of our longtime tea friends, welcome back. You know, these evenings are more than just about the tea. They're about spending some time together, discovering something new, and creating a little space in our busy lives to simply enjoy the moment. So pour yourself a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's step inside our Sweet Tooth Fairy Patisserie together. I think you're going to find a new favorite tonight. Hi, Bernita. Thanks for watching. Bonnie says that she's sipping on Peaceful Peach. I love that. And Laura is sipping on some creamed mint black tea. Friends, that reminds me. Now that we've done the welcome, I want to tell you that this particular collection does have both tea that have caffeine and tea that do not. If you are one of our friends who lives a caffeine-free lifestyle, or if that's when your sweet tooth is the strongest, we do have a dessert-inspired tea collection. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you about Sweet Tooth Satisfied, which has a variety of caffeine, but we do have a Sweet Tooth bundle that's completely caffeine-free, and that's called our dessert tea bundle. You can find them on our website. When you go to the page bundles and gift sets, that's where both dessert tea, which is all caffeine free, and Sweet Tooth Satisfied is located. So the tea that I'm telling you about today are all bundled together. If you like saving money, that is your best bet by buying the entire bundle. This particular bundle, Sweet Tooth Satisfied, has 4 tea with caffeine and 3 caffeine. I'm saying this all wrong today. There are 3 black teas. There are 3 green teas and a white tea. 4 black, 3 green, and a white for number 8. None of them are caffeine free. The dessert tea is all caffeine free. So this may or may not interest you, but the best part about the Sweet Tooth Satisfied bundle is that all 8 of these teas have been featured at one point or another in a limited edition collection. Here at Sub Rosa Tea, our limited edition tea collection are only around for roughly around 6 weeks. So you might have tried these in the past, and you might have been sad that you thought they were discontinued. But because of the success of these flavors, we are now offering them all year. So I want to tell you all about them. Let's start from the very beginning, shall we, friends? Let's start with the letter B. First up, friends, is our buttery beer. This is buttery beer. We call it buttery beer Irish tea because that's when we introduced it with our St. Patrick's Day inspired collection. So I think a lot of people do happen to think about St. Patrick's Day and think about drinking some Irish beer. But I'm going to do you one better in the tea world, friends. This tea has a butterscotch, caramel, and cream. That's right, butterscotch, caramel, and cream. So if you bought our St. Patrick's Day collection and you were sad that it got discontinued, let me tell you, we are now selling it year-round currently. And it is in the Sweet Tooth Satisfied collection. So it's a black tea with 60 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. There's no sugar, no carbs, no calories, but I would say it is typically quite sweet because of the flavor notes that we use. So I do hope that you'll give it a try. Next up is our chocolate dipped strawberry. Chocolate dipped strawberry. Who's had this one? This one we originally launched inside our Valentine's Day celebration collection. It is a black tea, 60 milligrams of caffeine. It does have beautiful chocolate notes. And what you are looking at here, friends, it's rose petals, which is why it made it into the Valentine's Day collection. But here the rose petals are just nice and light. This is not a floral tea. This is definitely one that will satisfy your sweet tooth. Okay, who's watching live? Who's got a really sweet tooth? I will be honest, I have curbed mine successfully, but now I kind of have a salt tooth. I am definitely someone who craves salt a little bit more than sweets, but I love them and I love indulging when I have a craving for something sweet. I love drinking these teas. Anybody watching live have a sweet tooth? What's your go-to? I don't know if people who have a sweet tooth really lean on chocolate or lean on something else. For me, it has almost always been a texture. I love texture, and I love that the teas actually do have texture to the point that I no longer crave that item. I don't feel compelled to go eat sugar when I can satisfy it with one of these teas. Next up, friends, our coconut truffle. This is a black tea. If you've been around for a while, we have had a coconut truffle tea for years. We have. This was reformulated recently. This now has dark chocolate and white chocolate in it. And of course, coconut, right? Absolutely delicious. Someone once asked me, why is it called that? And she thought truffles were mushrooms, which they are. But in this world, in a chocolatier type sense, when you walk into a chocolate shop, they're a little round nugget that has coconut on the inside and chocolate on the outside. So those are also called truffles. So that is why this tea is called coconut truffle black tea. It is nice and smooth. If you like the candy bar called Mounds, Almond Joys have almonds, Mounds don't. It's chocolate and coconut. This tea is for you. We have customers who buy it by the pound. We really do. So it is definitely a fan favorite here. Hey, let's talk about one of the newest teas, which, by the way, is not in the queue. Oh, no, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. I don't know how it shows up for you, but friends, if you're watching the video and you're new and you're a little lost about where things are, when I do live videos, they're interactive. If you're watching, on our mobile shopping app, which is Sub Rosa Tea with two spaces in the middle, or if you go to our website, subrosatea.com, and then go to the page called Live Video Shopping. At this point, I'm moving a queue. That's why I'm not always looking at the camera. I'm looking down because I have a whole dashboard in front of me. So when I'm talking about a flavor, I'm telling you the flavor profile and not reading you all the ingredients, because I'm kind of assuming when you watch an interactive video, you can go ahead and help yourself and click through to decide if you need to read the ingredients or you want to read more about it, or if you're going to select the size. These are loose leaf teas, so we do sell them in multiple sizes. Fried Oreos black tea has made it into this collection. Why? Because we just introduced this in the springtime. We have a collection called Fair Food Inspired Tea. It is one of our best selling summertime collection. One, who doesn't love going to the fair, right? And enjoying all the fun treats there. But Fried Oreos, this tea is just taken over by far. I would say it's maybe 2-1. All of them are very popular in that collection, but this one is really popular. So I think we're going to have to sell it all year. I kind of feel like we're going to have to. So this is Fried Oreos black tea, and it's making it into the Sweet Tooth Satisfied collection. Again, black tea has caffeine. What do you think fried Oreo tea tastes like? Oh, it's so good. Just a couple years ago, I discovered black cocoa for those of you who like to bake or make treats for yourself. Black cocoa is black the way, or chocolate the way Oreo cookies is black. So it's not cocoa powder. It's not Dutch cocoa powder. It's completely different. And boy, is it fun. And I knew I needed to replicate it in tea. And it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay, next up, we have our green tea, creme brulee. If you are not familiar, creme brulee is a custard type dessert. You can definitely have flavors of creme brulee. Of course you can. But what I have found with my research is that very typically it is just nice and smooth with just vanilla or possibly a hint of cinnamon. So that is how our tea is. For those of you that love reading ingredients, this is a gunpowder green tea base. Someone asked me, they said, well, what does that taste like? And it's funny that they asked it that way, and I thought, oh, it's not called gunpowder because of a gun. I think gunpowder green tea has actually been around longer than guns have been around. So I think it was the opposite way. Humans have been drinking loose leaf tea for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Absolutely. So the reason why we use gunpowder green tea as the base here is because all the other notes are quite sweet. So it balances it out. Some of the green teas that we use can be just a little grassy, and you wouldn't necessarily want that with your creme brulee. So our creme brulee does have vanilla, cinnamon, and a good hazelnut background, but it's really mild and mellow in the background. And it does taste like the burnt sugar when you get a creme brulee. They normally layer a layer of sugar on top, and then they'll use a torch to actually caramelize or burn the sugar. You don't want to go too far, but just enough to make that great crust. And I promise you, you can taste all of it in the flavor notes of this green tea. Nice, low in caffeine, 20 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. Next up, we have our lemon meringue. Lemon meringue. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to tell you all the great collections. Creme brulee, as you can imagine, was first introduced in our Springtime in Paris collection. We go to Paris in the springtime, of course. So that's a really limited edition collection here at Sub Rosa Tea. Lemon meringue pie. This was introduced with our Thanksgiving pie inspired tea collection. As you can imagine, that comes out in the fall. But this is, again, a tea that has been so popular here at Sub Rosa Tea, so we sell it all year. It has green tea, of course, low in caffeine, nice and sweet lemon and vanilla notes here. Nice and sweet lemon and vanilla. Here we have our maple walnut. Friends, maple walnut, this is a green tea and we recently reformatted it. So if you've been around a while, we did have a maple walnut before, but the old recipe had pineapple. So this tea is walnuts and almonds and maple. Okay, so nothing that you wouldn't expect, but it really lets the maple shine through. Nice, sweet, and delicious. And it was just recently featured in our American Heritage Tea Collection. We recently celebrated America 250 here at Sub Rosa Tea with a collection that had, of course, ingredients grown in America. So everyone thinks about maple being grown in New England, of course. And so that tea was featured there. And again, very successful flavor. You guys just love it. And I love a maple walnut, especially with breakfast in the morning time. It's perfect with pancakes, am I right? Just that little bit of sweetness, but no sugar, no carbs. It makes me so happy. We have got just one tea left. I'm kind of flying through all 8, friends. This is our cherry chip white cake. Cherry chip white cake. If you're not familiar, white tea has 15 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. So it's very low, but high in antioxidants. I think a lot of people that I talk to in person haven't really experienced white tea because technically it's more expensive. And it's more expensive because it's more labor intensive for the tea master when the tea is harvested. That's my guess, right? That's why a lot of people probably haven't had white tea. So higher in antioxidants, nice and smooth. Our cherry chip white cake is featured as a part of our ice cream and cake inspired tea collection. But again, it has been so popular. We now sell it all year. All 8 of these teas are great as iced tea. I know some of you only drink your hot tea, but I am talking about this at the end of July. Very delicious iced tea, all of them. For those of you that are interested, we do sell the honey stir spoons. We sell them because they are absolutely ideal for the gift sets that we sell. If you are ever looking for a birthday or anniversary or just a thank you gift, we do have gift sets, and the large gift sets do come with 2 honey stir spoons. And right now, friends, if you didn't notice, we do currently sell a boba for bubble tea, for making your own bubble tea. Boba is, so it's the little pearls that you might get. And if you haven't noticed, you can pretty much make your own for a fraction of the cost of what it would cost in a coffee shop or one of those specialty bubble shops. You can make it yourself, and we've got brown sugar boba in stock right now. I don't see any questions with anyone watching live, but I do want to say thank you. Thank you again for spending some time with me. Next Sunday, we will be going to Italy. And the Sunday after that, the winery is on the agenda. I'm live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook, your mobile shopping app, and of course, our website, subrosat.com. Thanks again, friends. No matter what you do with the rest of your day, I hope you have yourself a cup of tea. And take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.